Master of Arts in Animation. This project presents a semi-stylized medieval village. Round stone towers, red rooftops, and lantern-lit paths beneath a clear blue sky with soft pink clouds. The objective is to demonstrate composition-led environment and level design that reads clearly in motion, reflecting a practice focused on environmental storytelling rather than broad 3D generalist work. The process begins from an empty level, establishing layout and sightlines that communicate place and mood without text. Oft color grading, whimsical silhouettes, and breathable negative space guide early decisions, drawing on Mondstadt from Genshin Impact, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Howl's Moving Castle for tone and readability. The environment is built in Unreal Engine 5.6, using fully dynamic lighting with Lumen and Nanite for foliage and dense meshes to maintain clean silhouettes during motion. Lighting, time of day, and weather are managed through Stylized Dynamic Sky and Weather System by SoStylized, selected to give consistent control over emissive behavior across changing atmospheric conditions. Assets are primarily sourced from SoStylized in the Stylized Fantasy Provencal pack by Starts on Fab, then adapted through material and shader edits. Blends and masks unify surfaces, stone, roof tiles, lanterns, ivy, supporting a cohesive, semi-stylized read aligned to composition goals rather than asset novelty. Red rooftops and lantern clusters act as wayfinding anchors, establishing a clear visual rhythm for traversal and camera beats. Leading lines from streets and walls steer attention toward round towers, while value grouping separates near paths from facades and tree lines to preserve depth clarity. The Stylized Dynamic Sky and Weather System handles day-night and randomized weather. Global shader parameters keep emissives predictable across conditions. Exposure is manual. Bloom threshold is set near -0.7 with intensity around 5 to lift stylized energy around lanterns and cloud caustics while retaining surface detail. The performance target is 60 frames per second on PC, with typical captured performance around 100 frames per second, supporting smooth read in motion for compositional tests. Profiling highlighted costs in dynamic shadows and composition-heavy pre-lighting. Camera culling, LODs, and selective nanite overrides improve frame time without compromising key silhouettes. Blueprint actors supported modular building assembly and workspace layout, keeping iteration focused on scale, framing, and path readability. Splines define castle walls and the river for consistent curvature, assisting scale reads during moving shots and reinforcing composition-first decisions. Water reflectivity broke during pans due to overlapping materials, one with emissive. Reorganizing the material stack and correcting emissive routing stabilized reflections. HPU driver updates caused DirectX 12 instability. Rolling back versions and avoiding mid-project major updates restored editor stability and protected iteration time. Random pivot shifts in blueprint-based buildings disrupted alignment. Resetting pivots at source and reintroducing instances preserve transforms and layout fidelity. The project prioritizes environment and level design, composition passes, light anchors, negative space, and path readability take precedence over broader generalist tasks. Small, frequent lighting and grading tests around exposure and emissive control yielded more reliable clarity than large, infrequent changes. Primary audience, MA animation examiners and peers. Secondary audience, Portfolio reviewers evaluating environment design decisions and process. As a director and creative, strengths emerged in iterative composition with a clear need to plan earlier for system integration to avoid late-stage bottlenecks. Key skills strengthened include planning under deadline pressure, a critical eye toward what serves the shot, and adaptability in navigating schedule disruptions while maintaining quality. The work deepened appreciation for animation production. Lighting continuity shapes editorial readability, and asset reuse with cohesive materials accelerates iteration without losing identity. Centralized shader controls for emissives supported consistent time-of-day transitions, aligning technical choices to compositional goals. Credits: Unreal Engine, Blender, Substance Painter and Designer, Adobe Creative Suite, Stylized Dynamic Sky and Weather System by SoStylized, Stylized Fantasy Provencal by Starts. Next steps emphasize environment craft, adding animated NPCs to suggest daily rhythms, authoring custom hero materials where composition benefits most, and developing an interactive build for portfolio. Thank you for watching.